Hello, today I'm going to show you one problem that is in HashiCorp Vault. I'm talking about unsealing keys. Every time you need to restart the HashiCorp Vault or you need to restart the machine where HashiCorp Vault is restarted, it behaves the way that it blocks. You have to unseal keys to make it work. This is for security reason, and I understand it, but this is very inconvenient. And I know what kind of environment we use in companies. So in most cases, if there is a proper security implementation performed, I'm talking about good practices, like that this is a very difficult to get into the environment remotely. So the approach that I'm going to present today is some kind of a lifesaver and is much more convenient to work this way, I think. Okay, so let's present it, and I'm talking about the behavior of the problem. So here we go. This is the vault that is restarted, and you can see it requires unseal key to make it work. This is a very difficult thing. So the best approach here is something like unsealing, because without unsealing you cannot work with this. So Control C, and you have to manually unseal keys. That is a pure nonsense. So we'll switch here for some reason, and you need to do something like this. So you need to unseal keys, and then if you will go back to the browser and you will refresh it, it should work just like that, and you can sign in using token or a username or LDAP, something like this, right? So now HashiCorp Vault is working. But believe me, you don't want to do this manually every single time when the HashiCorp Vault is restarted. This is a pure nonsense. I understand the security, but for me personally, this is a pure nonsense. So what we can do, how we can solve this problem in a secure way using good practices. Here we go. There is an instruction I wrote. So we need to have a vault installed and configured. So if you do not have it, go to my website, click Secure Secret Management using HashiCorp Vault with GitLab CI/CD, watch it, read it, and here is the whole explanation how to install and configure HashiCorp Vault. And then we need to have an access to unsealed keys, and the HashiCorp Vault is generating these keys when you initialize it. So you need to store them in a safe place. This is very crucial step. Of course, you need to have a basic knowledge of systemd and bash scripting, because we are working with services. So we need to understand how they are working, and we need GPG because I am using GPG for encryption for a security reason. Why? Because I prefer security. I don't like lack of knowledge, lack of security. No, I do not agree. We have to work using the highest standard if it is possible. So install GPG. I have the GPG already installed, so I can skip this step, but I will show you that I'm using GPG version. Here we go. I have a GPG installed. Then the next step is to switch to root, because we want to switch to root and then open a new bash shell as a root user. Because my script requires root, some parts like editing services, like adding new services, like modifying or adding files requires root privileges, and this is something that is much more convenient to work temporarily as a root user. So sudo -i and then bash to open a new shell. So if I will Control D, you can see I'm still in root, but bash I can run it, and now in this bash I can do something like this. Temporarily I can clear the history -c. Now there is nothing here, and if I will, you can see the reboot. So this is my previous, the default shell, and here is my bash new shell, and you can see something like this, and history -c, and then we need to we need to set plus O history. We want to disable the history in this bash shell. Okay, so here we go. Set O history. You can see I can use arrow only, and one command is in this place. So history bash -c, and now I'm using arrows on my keyboard and nothing happens. So this situation is clear. So we are in a pure bash shell where there is no history, and we can work here temporarily in this temporary bash shell. Excellent. Now the next step. And here you can do everything manually if you want to. I did it because there is a nice explanation what steps are performed. So everything here is something that is readable, and you can understand it easily which step is doing what. So I exactly described everything, so we can see what we are going to do. We are creating a file gpg_passphrase. In this file we will store a passphrase. This passphrase is only for root set, so only root user can read it, and 400 means it can in fact read it only, and that's it. So the file has read-only permission. Encrypt the unseal keys, and now you can see you have to use at least 3 keys. 5 by default are generated by HashiCorp Vault, but we need 3, nothing more. And what it is going on here, I mean, we are getting all those 3 keys, and then you can see we're using GPG, we are using a passphrase file, so we are encrypting these 3 keys with GPG, and we are saving it as an encrypted file and also secured with a passphrase in a file .vault_unsealed_keys.gpg. Right, and then we clear the history, we are exiting this temporary bash shell, and then we create an seal script, right? So the script is creating a log file where all the actions from the created service vault-unseal is logged, so you can see what is going on here in this log, and then there is some kind of warning, and if it is sealed or unsealed, so it is waiting for vault to be sealed, etc., etc. So everything is logged here. Excellent. Then we have a GPG passphrase. So we are getting this GPG passphrase file that is readable only for root and has only read permissions, and we are unsealing keys this way using the passphrase. So it is unsealing keys on the fly in the background, and after that we can see will it fail or not. If it will fail to decrypt unsealed keys out, and there is a date, and so everything is logged. So every single step is logged. Unsealed keys encrypted successfully, so you can see is it working or not. And then we convert the decrypted keys to an array, and we are using this array to in fact make an encryption. So we are using vault operator unseal, and then we are using the $key as a variable. So every single goes to the log file, and we have everything logged, right? So if you don't want to store your seal keys, sealed keys, unsealed keys actually in a log file, you can get rid of this. I did it because I want to show you that in fact it is working, that the vault is unsealing keys, and unseal vault say you can do this, but you do not have to redirect the output to a log file in this case, right? So you can see I did it just for a kind of a debug purpose. So this shows us, for example, if some key is not working. So you can see failed to unseal the with key, and it will show that key that is failed. So this is actually this part should be modified if you want to make it work. Or eventually you can just get rid of the dollar key here, and you don't have to fail through, and you can get rid of this dollar key, right? Except this. So here you have to vault operator unseal key, something like this. And what you're going to do, you're removing only this. And if you want to get rid of debug, you can get rid of this one, right? So this part, this highlighted part, is for debugging purpose, just to show you that the fact Vault is working as expected. And yeah, and then you can also get rid of it. So basically you have to get rid everything like that. But basically with the done, sorry. Yeah. For do and for key blah blah blah. So you have to modify it and do and basically to the done file, because you do not need this, and you get rid of this, all of it. So unseal this, and yep, highlighted part can be easily removed, and then you have a working function, because for key in unseal key, so in unseal key array, do vault operator unseal the key, done, that's it. So this part will be removed then at the end, because we do not want to store our keys in log file, right? Of course we do not want. Okay, so I explained it, and now you can see I'm setting it to 500 to this script only, and so one more time, only root will be able to read and execute this file, nothing more. And modify vault service, so we are modifying the vault service, and in this file we are adding this line, this one highlighted, and basically this is everything. Yep, we are adding only this one, because the rest is the same. So all of it leave as it is, and just add only one line into this file, and then create a vault unseal service from the scratch. So yeah, you don't have this file and you need to create it, and you can create it and paste the content of this into this file. And one thing is worth to mention, that I will show you. Control F and vault IP address. That should be some over here. Yep, this one. This is in the bash script, but where it is located? Here, first of all, vault IP address. This is what I'm talking about. Yes, and then we will scroll down, and there is enable vault service during the boot process. So enable vault unseal service and enable vault.service. That is quite reload the system D. Yes, why? Because when you modify the content of existing service, or you are adding a new one, you need to reload the daemon. And then the daemon is able to see that a new vault-unseal service exists, and also it will be able to pick up changes made in vault.service file. there is an explanation what happens during the boot process. I will not read it, you can read it. And then behavior on manual restart, also read it please. And ensuring unseal after the restart. So we are using tail-f to unseal underscore vault.log file located in varlog directory, and then we are restarting the vault service, and we are checking eventually manually the status of both services. Summary you can read. Walkthrough the video will be available here. And then what? Yes, here there is a script, and this script is done this way. So we can see that in this script, you can see this is the IP address here, located once, export vault. So basically, it is exactly in this place. So we have two places. We have one more time, vault unseal service, where you need to modify the IP address, and then also there is a here vault IP address here, and you need to change it in this place. So there are two places where you have to provide your IP address of your vault, or eventually vault dot, I don't know, example.com. Yeah, this is the something like this. So modify it please. And yeah, and I have a bash script that is doing the whole job for you. So I will use it, and you can see it has this one and this one. So in two places I am using it, and so it contains all the steps that are mentioned in this tutorial. And what you need to do basically, you need to create this file, put the content, modify IP addresses, and also here, if I do not remember where it's exactly, just give me a second. Okay, waiting for the, yeah, but yeah, here is using GPG keys, and then here, and then history key. And I'm just wondering, yeah, on your unseal key, I'm talking about this one. So this also need to be modified in this bash script. So you need to replace your unseal key 1, 2, and 3 with your keys. That's it. So replace IP address in two places into this script, and replace your unseal keys with your keys here, right? And that's it. Nothing more than this needs to be done here, and then you can use this script as it is, and it will work for you. So above you have the whole explanation what is going on here. So we can see this cut EOF, and then one bracket here, triangle bracket, yep. It is replacing all of it what is inside the vault.service file with the content below, right? So all of it will be, you know, it will get rid of this entry and put the content into the file, and the same here. So it will create a unseal service, vault-unseal service, and it will put the content into, and you can see there is also IP address here. And this is everything that you need to know. And then you can see it's reloading the daemon, enabling both services, and restart vault service. Then you can you need to modify the permission, so make this file executable and run it. And here is also that shown out script that reverts all the changes, so you can read it. So this the beginning of the script here and here is for checking if user root or sudo, and the script is executed as a user root or with sudo privileges. And then you can see it is removing files like the log, gvg passphrase, unseal kit gvg, unseal vault.sh. So, this one should be I need to remove it. because it's not required anymore. And yeah, and it is then modifying the Vault service, and it is putting the content here and reloading the daemon and restarting the Vault. This is something that is quite easy and easy to understand. So now there is a time to go to the command line, and please remember there is no history. So I logged as a standard user, typed sudo -i, then typed bash, then typed history. I do not remember this command, so I will scroll up a little bit to the beginning, and yeah, set +o history, then history -c to get rid of the history, and now inside of it I will just execute it as a root user using a vault.sh file. And now installation continues. Here we go. And now tail, then f and var log and unseal. Log and Vault unsealed successfully. Now I will duplicate the content, the window, the session, and I will just use sudo systemctl restart the Vault. Here we go, and you can see what is going on here. Here we go. And yes, you can see those keys. This is what I mentioned, right? But if you will get rid of the logging keys into the log, then you are at home, you're done. You know, everything will be here just because it will just inform that starting unseal, waiting, Vault is sealed, and then unseal decrypted successfully. And only these 4 lines will be visible in the log. So yeah, exactly, this is something that you need to have in the log, because this will gone. If you will get rid logging in the bash script, then that's it. You don't need, and you can see that this is working every single time. So I will restart it once again, and I will go here, waiting for Vault to be sealed and ready, and yeah, and it's working. So if you will go back to Vault and you will now unseal the Vault, you will refresh the website, you can use it. There is no problem at all, and Vault is working as expected, right? So this is very convenient approach, and I hope you will use my script that is doing everything for you, so there is no problem with it, and it is working like a charm. And I was testing it many times because I had to be sure that everything is properly working. So this solves the problem. This is very, very, very good approach in my opinion, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So thank you very much, have a nice day or night, take care, bye bye.